I don't know if anyone can hear me, but Philip, can you introduce the show? Because I lost everything.
Right. Well, this is Thfc Till I Die, the Newsbeat show, and it's a keep, sell, or loan program where we go through the players Spurs should keep, sell, or loan. And with me at the minute is Tequila. Dermot's done a runner on us, I think. He's testing us out, I think, see how we cope without him. So how are you, Tequila? I can't hear you. You're muted.
There we go. Is that better?
Oh yeah, you were muted there. I couldn't hear you. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, guys. Yeah, this is obviously how I look in real life. As you can tell, I am not real. I am part of fiction.
He's a figment of our imagination.
Yeah, I'm like that "Stay on Me" song from Aha. It's the other way around, you see. So now I've become graphics. So
oh, very
how
good.
You doing?
Very good. Yeah,
how you doing?
I'm all right. All right, we've a bank holiday this weekend, and you haven't.
Okay.
Yeah.
Back to work and everything on Monday for us.
Yeah. We're off to Tuesday, so still 2 weeks since the season finished, and it's kind of withdrawal symptoms at the minute. Like I know there's the odd game coming up, like the Conference League final and what have you, but you can't beat the real thing. And I think we're going to just try and keep the fans interested now for the close season, because there's been an awful lot of stuff happening at Tottenham at the minute, with the transfers coming in and out, and with the players away on international duty for the European Championship. So, and with that, I think he's rejoined us.
Yeah, I can hear you now. I still freak me out, but it looks cool. You're wearing Tequila, you look like a cowboy. You should have a cowboy hat on you.
I am a cowboy. Bear with me. I'll see if I can put on a hat for next time. I should be able to find one in your store.
Yeah.
As opposed to Dermot, who's wearing a Liverpool jersey.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've changed the alliances. I've gone to Liverpool. Yeah. I found the only other Liverpool fan in Gorey, and we decided to unite. As one fan base. Two of us.
Yeah. What are you going to call yourself? Liverpool United?
No, we're going to call ourselves Liver Hotspur. That's what we're going to call ourselves.
Yeah. Did you see the send-off Jurgen Klopp got in the theatre in Liverpool the other night?
No, was it big? Was it
John? That comedian? What do you call him? The Liverpool comedian. I can never remember his surname. But oh my God! I mean, and I have to say, even I was impressed. He brought to tears with about 10,000 Liverpool fans singing his name. It was really, really good. Great send-off for the lad.
Yeah. So, look, we have been on for a few days because there isn't a lot to talk about. There's been emergency meetings all over the place I've seen on YouTube, but we don't go into emergency meetings on this channel, do we, Philip?
Nope.
No, we just tell the news as it is. So a lot's happening. Werner's re-signed. We've signed up Werner for another year's loan. Look, what do you think on that, Philip? I said on Dave's on Monday that it was the easiest deal to sort out after summer. We're going to need a big squad because of all the competitions we're going to be into next season. And he isn't a bad player. And do you think a proper pre-season under Ange might just kick him into gear?
Yeah, I mean, I can't understand why people have got this hatred of Timo Werner. Is it because he played for Chelsea at one stage in his career? Listen, we can get him for $8 million at the end of next season. That to me is a fantastic bit of business. So I mean, I'm all for him coming in. As you say, we're going to need a squad. We can't make do with a threadbare squad this season. We've at least 10 or 12 more matches to play than we had this season, and that takes its toll on the players. So we're going to need a big squad. So yeah, bring him on. He shows what he can do. Okay, his finishing mightn't be great, but I'll tell you one thing: his pace down the wing is electric, and he will cause problems for any defense he plays against.
Yeah, I mean, look, Tequila, I know you were on the other night, and a fantastic job you did in hosting Tuesday night as well. And congratulations, you enjoyed watching it, you and Colin. So well done to you, sir.
Well done.
I know it's not easy hosting, so you've done very well. Look, I know you're a bit on the Levy side of it. It's Levy being the cheapskate. It's Levy being not spending money, but the transfer window isn't open yet, Tequila.
Yeah,
it was the easiest deal to get done, and we need squad players. And why is there such a hatred for Werner at the moment?
I said that I would wait until the window's closed, and I think you've got to. No matter, I think you've got to. I think that's where I stand anyway. I think you can't jump. You can't jump yet. Let's wait till it's all done. I would say that it's not an inspired signing. It is an easy signing. I agree with you there, Domo. But I think maybe, I don't know. I know where some people are coming from because they've got mates who are Chelsea fans who are giving them shit. And that's a real thing. You know, I don't live in London any more than you guys do. I live a little bit further away, but I can imagine they're getting a lot of stick because of how bad he was at Chelsea. It's a difficult one, Dermo. I won't lie. I don't think he's an amazing player. I don't think he's the dirt worst either. I think he's quite an average player. So for a squad of 25 or 26, I suppose it's okay. You can play 3 or 4 positions. But I will reserve judgment, to be honest, until it's all said and done. If we're saving the money so we can afford that quality striker, then I'm all for it.
Yeah, I mean,
that's how
Philip, where are you at with all this? I mean, are we being over the top? Are people rightly said we've seen this all before? We've seen this again every year, or are people going over the top without going over the top ourselves, if you know what I mean?
Everybody's entitled to their opinion, but the problem is a lot of people seem to think they know better than the manager. Oh, I wouldn't sign Werner. I think Ange's making a mistake. For God's sake, the guy is a football manager, 20-odd years experience. He knows if he didn't want Timo Werner would not be coming to Tottenham. And I've got to trust the manager on this. It's time we did. Instead of criticizing every transfer that player mentions that we want to sign. You know, I mean, let's get behind the team. I mean, it's the same thing. There seems to be one player every season in Tottenham that developed a hatred for the fans develop a hatred for. And it looks like Timo Werner is going to be this season's edition of that. And it's horrible. I don't like it.
I mean, has it always been like that? Even back in the 70s?
No, because there was no social media. Social media has invented this, whatever you want to call it, this I know better than the manager syndrome.
Yeah, but there must have been players back then, Philip, that...
Yeah, there was, but it was nowhere near the extent that it's at. It wasn't discussed ad infinitum over the internet for 10 hours every day. You might have seen an article in the paper that Spurs are going to sign Dave Mackay or someone like that. So, geez, he's a great player. Spurs are going to sign Terry Booth. He's crap. You got that, but that was the end of it. There was certainly no influence on the club, whatever way they did it. Club weren't watching what the fans' reaction was in those days. They are now.
Yeah. No, look, it's a very topic. I think it's going to rumble on this topic as the season goes on, by the way. And I think also we'll see how we go. But look, it's done. He's the first one in the door. As I said, he was the easiest one to do. And we're going to need him for a squad player anyway. So it makes sense to me. And Ange knows what he's doing. And also, I was told today that Ange, John Lang, not the constructor John Lang, who I did work for, by the way. Didn't work for, but I did.
Isn't it Longe or something, isn't it? You got Longe.
Yeah. And also that they've got their transfer business already done and dusted. So they know who they're going for, they know who they're going to bring in, which is more than we've had in the last couple of summers where we've been sat there scratching our heads. Halfway through the summer, we haven't signed anyone. So, I mean...
It's not done and dusted till the players sign. They may have
decided but look, what I mean by that, Philip, is they've got their eggs and they know what they're going to do.
Well, I hope they've got plan B. I hope they've got plan B and C.
Look, I think they will, Philip, but no, look, for me, they've got a plan A, plan B. They know what they're going to do. They know who they want to go after. It's more. The point is, it's more than what they did last season or the season before, where they didn't have a plan, and we didn't sign players until late in the summer.
Oh well, last season we did, Dermot. Now, fair dues to Ange, we did have a plan when he came in. We got some of the players in there.
I'm talking about the season before, Philip.
Oh well, you said last season, so I took it that was Ange's season.
You know what I mean? The season, but the season before we didn't have a plan.
Yeah, okay, I'll accept that. But when last season to me, that was the one that finished 2 weeks ago. You
know? Jose Mourinho, guys, has just signed a contract as new Fenerbahce head coach after a verbal agreement in this morning deal sealed until June 2026. 2-year contract for the special one. I'll start with you, Tequila, then let you finish on this one, Philip. He's going around the place, isn't he? He's jetting around Europe. He's going to all the exotic places. He's been Italy, Spain, England, Turkey now. The only place he hasn't managed in is Germany. So do you think we'll never see Mourinho in the Premier League again?
I will say that you could say, I mean, in my mind, I think Porto is a bigger club than Fenerbahce. So in my mind, this is probably the least prestigious club he's probably managed. Just like I say, maybe close to Porto. So is this are we seeing the kind of end of the career where he kind of drops down from obviously the Chelseas, and you could say that he dropped down to manage us a little bit, and then he's dropped down Roma. Maybe is that a smaller club than Spurs? I don't know. Maybe it's a tough one. And then he's dropped down obviously from there, and now he's gone to Fenerbahce. With all due respect to them, so is this a kind of like that? Does he go much further off? Is this like maybe his last club? Where does he go if he fails at Fenerbahce? Does he drop down further? Do you know what I mean? How far does he go?
Well, Philip, I wouldn't call Fenerbahce a small club. They are big.
I wouldn't say it's small, but would you say it's not as big as Roma or Spurs or Chelsea or United, is it?
There's two big clubs in Turkey, isn't there, Philip? Fenerbahce and Galatasaray.
Yeah, and you see Galatasaray won the league this week with 4 of our ex-players playing for them.
Yeah.
Anyway, no, listen. This is Jose Mourinho's pension contribution job. That's all it is.
Yeah,
he's fed up sitting at home talking to the wife, so he's gone, right, I'll get a job somewhere, give me a few million a year, keep me happy, and this is what he's done. He's going down with backward step, but going to Fenerbahce. They're a big team in Turkey, but they're not a big team when you compare to other teams he's managed.
Yeah,
and I don't wish him any ill luck. I don't wish him any luck. I've absolutely no feelings about the guy. I think he was a mistake to bring him to Tottenham. We learned by our lesson, and good luck in Fenerbahce. He probably lasts the season before he punches one of the directors or something, because that's the way he does things,
Look, I'm going to disagree with you, Peter. I think Jose Mourinho is possibly one of the biggest managers we've seen in the last 20 years.
Well, I'm not disputing that, Dermot, but I'm just saying he's on a downward spiral at the moment.
I don't think he is. I don't think
so?
he is.
Well, you think Roma are a bigger team than Manchester United or Chelsea or Tottenham?
Well, look, Roma's one of the biggest clubs in Italian football.
Yeah, bigger than Fenerbahce.
Yeah, well, look, Fenerbahce is one of the biggest clubs in the Turkish league, in the Turkish Super League.
It's equivalent to maybe a bit like the Scottish league. It's one of two clubs wins it every year,
Yeah, but you can say Celtic are a smaller club than Roma, but they're not. They're a biggest club in Scotland. So I think you can't be dismissive of and it's tied to their opinion, but I don't think you can be dismissive of other leagues just because the Premier League is probably the biggest league in the world. Because
that's not the argument. The argument is he's going to the club. He should be going to better clubs than Fenerbahce. No?
But there's no bigger clubs around apart from the Bayern Munich job, which we're going to get up to as well, that have hired a manager that got a team relegated. So there's your promotion. You get relegated, you get the Bayern Munich job. But look, for me, I don't think it's a backward step from Mourinho. I think he's waiting for the big job to come in the Premier League or in one of the big leagues. And I think it's a case of taking the job to bide himself over until that big job comes around. He's only signed a 2-year deal. So, to me, I think he isn't finished yet. I think Mourinho has one more big club in him.
Don't you think his reputation's... Don't you think his reputation's kind of a little bit damaged now because of his failures in his last 3 or 4 jobs?
Yeah, but he's won something. He's a winner. He's gone into them clubs and he's won. That's the thing.
That's probably why they've said Fenerbahce have signed him, because Galatasaray winning the league is like Arsenal winning the league to us.
Yeah, it is. If not 20 times worse, Philip, to be fair. Who is the manager of Galatasaray that planted the flag in the middle of Fenerbahce's ground when they won the league at Fenerbahce? I don't know,
but I'd say there was quite a lot of people at his funeral.
Graham Souness actually planted the flag and he had a heart attack, and he did it not just long after his heart attack. Ran down the middle of the pitch and planted the flag right in the middle, a Galatasaray flag, and the Fenerbahce.
It's one that wasn't done for incitement there.
But no, every league to their own supporters is the best league in the world, and there's nothing. I've seen a little bit of Galatasaray last season. I've seen a tiny little bit of the Super League in Turkey. It's not that bad quality. It's not bad at all. It
Maybe
really
not.
is some good
Yeah,
matches there.
I think the
but you
fans
can't
are
compare
more-
it to the other leagues, so can you?
No,
the
you
fans
can't.
Are, the fans are very vociferous. The fans are absolutely crazy, and that probably adds to the atmosphere of the games as well.
Yeah.
It takes away
So-
from it. Okay, it takes away from that we analysing the football too much. You're watching what the crowd's going to be doing, you know.
So that makes the point then of if you look and so I'll take this as a short poll. Do you think Mourinho's finished now, Philip? Yeah or no?
I don't. He's not finished, but he's not going in the right direction.
Yeah. Tequila?
Yeah, I don't think he's finished. I mean, you know, there's always going to be a club in the Premiership who will probably be interested in Mourinho. Maybe not any of the top six. This is what I mean. This is what I mean by he's dropped. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to get a top six club in the Premiership ever again. So
I think he will.
I think he
so?
was holding out for. I think he thought Chelsea would come back knocking for him. To be honest.
Well,
the
Chelsea
fans
haven't
might have
announced
wanted
that. Oh, well, I don't know what's. I'm still waiting to hear the latest on Chelsea. I'm just
The
waiting for an
Leicester
update.
guy's going. The Leicester guy's going there. I think.
Well, again, as you say about players, Philip, it's not done until.
Oh no, I'm only saying it looks like he's going there. I'm not saying.
Yeah,
he's going
but
there.
just the point. If you say that about players, you can also say that same thing for managers, isn't it? It isn't done until the paper signs. So, I think anyone takes on that Chelsea job, they're taking on the paws and chalice. They really are.
They should look at Pochettino and take example of that.
that's probably why the Ipswich manager said no to him, probably because of that.
I think he's done the right thing. To be fair, staying at Ipswich. Look, the FA Cup, Man United. We haven't been on since that. I don't think. Well, I haven't. Where are we on Ten Hag, guys? Do you think he deserves? I want to quickly welcome two people. Stephen Cartwright, evening lads, welcome back. Thank you, Stephen. Great to be back. And Columns there for Full Time Sports Network, our partner YouTube channel as well, who we stream live to on every stream. We stream there as well. So guys, go over there and give them a like.
Dermo, the rumors are that Com's been drunk non-stop since the Man United FA Cup win. That's what I heard.
Yeah,
non-stop.
I heard that too, and I heard he's painting Manchester blue. So that's what we heard.
Yes, he is. That's right. Yes,
he did say it live on air. He did say it live.
He did.
And big up to Boris Britt. Good evening. Before we carry on, guys, just a little bit of a recap. If you weren't with us on Tuesday, we're having a wee bit of a row with YouTube at the moment.
Yeah.
I feel that we'll probably call it something else. So we're reigning Philippine. Are we ready, truly?
Like Donald Trump, there's a gag order on me on this one. I'm not going to speak.
Yeah. There is a very big gag order. Anyway, so at the moment we look at the moment the memberships have been paused. You can't send in super chats for whatever reason. We still don't know what it is, but we're trying to sort it out with them, going through diplomatic solutions, and we've even asked the UN to get involved. Can they pass an amendment for help? So we're waiting to hear back from the United Nations, but at the moment, so please bear with us. They will be coming back as soon as possible. It will happen. So
do we have Patreon up, Dermo? Do we have Patreon?
But you can go over to Thfc till I die. I will get the link and I will put it into the chat for you. You can sign up as a patron. It still helps us channel grow. It helps us do what we want to do. But until we can get the other things sorted, that's the other way you can support us. So, but please hit the subscription button as well. We want to get to 2K, and that's what I'm focusing on at the moment. Get to 2K, and we'll let other people sort this problem out. The people that can sort out, and I'm just going to carry on. We're going to give you the best content we can give you on our way to 2,000. And this is for you, Philip. What's going to happen if they fine Philip €2 per time he validates a gag order?
That's why I'm saying nothing, because if I started off on YouTube at the minute, it wouldn't be €2 a time, it'd be a lot more than that.
I wouldn't have a channel.
Let's just say there's a few things in my life that really, really, really annoy me, and one of them is bureaucracy like this. When they accuse you of something, they don't tell you what they're accusing you of, and let it sit like that. And that's all I'm going to say.
Me and
Do you
Dermo
want me to
go
say more? Do you want me to say more?
No, me and Tequila have just shrunken our seats, thinking, "Oh Jesus, he's off."
Yeah. Well,
Anyway, big up to Talking Bear as well. Big up Talking Bear. So Jose is one of the most accomplished managers of all time, tied for the 7th of all time in trophies. He will have them competing hard. I wish him all the best.
Yeah,
I like
so do I.
Jose Mourinho. I've offered that. I think he's a top 3. He's one in the top 3 for Premier League managers behind Arsene Wenger and Sir Alex Ferguson. For me,
He was entertaining as well. At least as a character. At least I thought so. Anyway, I thought I found him.
I'll just
entertaining.
enjoy judging. No, I'll not say anymore. In case you get another gagging order on me.
Yeah. Oh, hang on, Philip. We've got a bit of breaking news. This has just come in from the from Jose Mourinho's lawyers.
Right.
Yeah, they've put another gag audio on you, so that's 2 now. You got one from Jose Mourinho and one for YouTube.
Right.
Oh,
YouTube Mourinho.
we have breaking news, guys. Breaking news.
What's this?
Real news, I hope. Real news.
Yeah. It is real news. No, it's not Donald Trump's been found not guilty.
Don't start me. I'll be 3 gag
See
orders.
Philip's face. I haven't got my breaking news thing. Anyway, Antonio Conte is back in football. He's now become Napoli's new manager. So in the last few minutes, Antonio Conte has become Napoli's new manager.
Say goodbye to attacking football, Napoli fans. Bye.
Yeah,
It's a
Napoli
good night for
fans.
ex-Spurs managers. They're both getting new jobs.
Yeah, just if you're a Napoli fan, can I just wish you well for your future? Welcome to boredom. Welcome to just put your heads in your hand. And also welcome to wanting to walk away from your football club, because your football's going to be damn right boring.
Yep.
Anything you want to add, guys, about Conte becoming Napoli manager? What a bit of breaking.
If anybody thinks he's going to, what I should suggest, if any Napoli fan has got a few hours to spare and wants to really sink himself into the depths of depression, watch the Spurs game from about January 23 to the end of Conte's reign. Then you'll wonder why the hell your club appointed him.
Can I just say, Philip's still having nightmares about it now. He rings me up at 4 a.m, shouting down the phone, Conte, Conte, Conte. That's all he says.
No, Dermot, you're not hearing me right. It's AC Milan, AC Milan. That's all.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
And as for Tequila's still got a drinking problem because of the game. He's still drinking hard.
Yeah, I quit the wrong week to quit drinking that week.
I still can't get over that. Me and Philip picked the only 2 AC Milan fans that are Irish. Seriously. Any other channel, right, on YouTube gets proper Italian fans. Thfc Till I Die are like a proper, like 2 people from the Benny Hill show or from Only Fools and Horses, Del Boy and Rodney, and we get 2 Irish fans. Yeah. Philip, though, do you speak English? Yeah, we do. Yeah, from the west of Ireland.
Westport.
Westport. Oh, you can't speak English then, right? Anyway, I still do you know
That's
what?
Great.
Philip, that's funny.
To the day I die, that one will always live with me.
Yeah, that was classic. That was classic.
It is. If whoever goes, Philip, right? I want that said when we had off. That is one story that's going to stay with. I'm going to say that when even old, I'm going to go back to that story. That is the most funny. Do you speak English? Yeah, we're from Westport.
So when did you start talking Irish to us?
Yeah. I looked at Philip and said, they're very good. Anyway.
Talk about bad luck, man.
Yeah. Reports suggest Joe Rodon has verbally agreed a deal to join Southampton. Back in the Premier League, of course.
Demo, have I gone crazy? You mean Leeds, right?
No, Southampton.
Southampton.
Okay.
Firstly, congratulations to Southampton for getting to the Premier League, by the way. Great game.
If Leeds had been promoted, he would have gone to Leeds, but I think,
So he's joining the team that stopped Leeds from going up. Interesting.
Yeah. I have to laugh at the difference in the price here. This is hilarious.
Anyway, a permanent deal. Tottenham want £14 million, which could be £2 million profit. Southampton are yet to put in the bid, expected to be 6.7 million. This doesn't just help our cause of saying Daniel Levy's changed, does it, Philip Bradley?
Well, no, I mean, okay, we paid 14, we paid 12 million for Joe Rodon. He's worth more than 7. He had a very, very good season for Leeds. He was a stalwart in their defence. And okay, I know they came up short in the end, but it wasn't down to him now. He was one of the real successes of the season. So I'd say we get 10, 11 million for him, fair enough.
Yeah, that's negotiations for you. They start at 14.
They're
meet in the middle
somewhere.
about 10 for about 10.
Yeah.
No, that's Philip and Tequila trying to talk to me into their wages. What we do, we start very high and then we just go very low.
Yes, but I wish him. He's a good player, Joe Rodon. He has no future at Tottenham because of the centre backs ahead of him. But he is. Good luck to him. I hope he goes to I can think he may be slightly more than Southampton's level, but it's fair dues. He gets back to the Premiership.
You say that, Phil. Do you think that this is exactly it? Is he a top of the Championship, bottom of the Premiership
He's mid Premiership, I think. Mid to lower.
For me, Joe Rodon, right? He's a good defender, but I don't think he's a bottom of the Premier League defender for me. But he done very well at Leeds, though. You have to.
Yeah.
You have to.
I was showing a friend of mine, a Leeds fan, and absolutely first thing he says to me on Tuesday, "We're not talking soccer for the next 3 months." They're absolutely gutted. Didn't go up.
They are.
They really are. Yeah.
Are you surprised then they didn't go up, Philip?
Yeah. Although Southampton beat them very late on in the regular season, so Southampton had their number. Southampton knew exactly how to play them, and they played them to a T.
Yeah.
But I am surprised now. I mean, nothing went right for Leeds.
Sorry, I'm trying to do something while you were talking.
They brought Dan James on, and he almost scored, hit the bar, and another chance saved. I think a team selection on the day maybe cost them a little bit,
I go away for 1 week. I have nearly a week off, and I come back and more fingers and thumbs.
You always were, weren't you?
Well, not as bad as this. Right, we have another bit of breaking news, and I've now got this. I've took this out of the allotment, out of the THFC dungeon, and now this is the new. When we get breaking news, I'm bringing this up.
You are watching CNN. That's why.
Yeah, exactly. I knew Philip would love it. Philip loves CNN. That's why I've done it for him.
I don't watch CNN. I don't watch CNN anymore because it's turned into Fox News Light.
No, it tells me. Do you think
I haven't watched it for weeks, months.
Hey, you think you could have told me weeks ago, Philip?
I didn't know you were gonna do that one.
It's a surprise. Me and Tequila have been down with Tequila. We've been doing this for weeks, haven't we?
Yeah, we're CNN all the way, man.
Yeah,
I'm not a CNN fan.
So who do you watch now?
NBC or whatever.
NBA.
Yeah, no.
Philip watches NBA.
It's another when I can get it. No, going off CNN.
Chelsea have got their man. The Leicester manager Enzo Macarazzi, wherever his name is, has agreed terms with Chelsea. There is a delay in the announcement at the moment due to financial package to Leicester. But we can break it here first. Chelsea have their manager, and it is now the former Leicester City manager as well. And also another bit of breaking news as well. It's all coming out this evening. RB Leipzig striker Benjamin Seco is interested in joining Arsenal and Tottenham. So that's the latest coming out of Germany.
That guy needs a bit of a lesson, and you don't say Arsenal and Tottenham in the one sentence.
Right. And also,
can I just say one other thing? Go on.
And Norwich City are keeping an eye on homegrown talent Alfie Whiteman as well. So that's a bit of development news now coming out of Spurs tonight. Norwich City are looking at Alfie Whiteman. Now, I don't know if it's a loan deal or permanent, but Norwich City are looking at him.
Brandon Austin signed a long-term contract. It looks like he's going to be the second in command in the goalie front,
Maybe
he's going to say another reason why the Chelsea announcement probably hasn't been made official yet is that the ex-Leicester manager couldn't get an appointment with the psychiatrist on Monday.
Can I say he's not signed on the dotted line yet? Chelsea guy.
What if Posh goes to Leicester? They just swap managers.
Can I just say our source is so funny. He really is trying to be funny. Big up though, our source. You know who you are. The HP. Man that HP, yeah. Anyway, what we got here? We've got Talking Bear. Joe says, yeah, we've done that one. Boris Britt. Did we do Boris? Oh, yeah. I'm pretty sure if Leeds get promoted, it was a mandatory fee, what Leeds had to pay for him to John, like Oro was when he was unknown. Yeah, that's very true. Talking Bear, damn near give me a heart attack.
Yeah.
Sorry. I think Dermo's been drinking a bit too much on his week during his week off. I've been.
I was going to say.
Well, I will be thirsty not drinking because I'm not here. I'm going away for the evening, so you won't see me Thursday. You might see me Friday with a very bad hangover. No, Brendan is the third as well. Still have Foster and who's behind.
I think Brandon will be ahead of Foster. Isn't Foster's contract up soon?
And also, it's Forster. It's Forster.
Forster, yeah, Forster. Yeah.
I thought he left.
I thought his contract was up at the end of this season.
Yeah.
I thought he's got 1 more year, isn't he?
Also, guys, Marcus Edwards is pushing for a return to Tottenham. Sporting will allow the deal of the right price comes in, and also Tottenham will consider offers for Richarlison. Well, this actually brings us on very quickly. We're going to go through the rest of the news quickly, and then we'll get into keep, sell, and loan because the bottom one is very interesting. We've got Werner. We've talked about Werner. We're delighted to announce an agreement from Timo Werner to rejoin us from RB Leipzig for the 24-25 season with an option to make the deal permanent at the end of that season. Now, Philip was so delighted about this next bit of news that he said, in quote, I don't effing care. Quote.
But have the Hartlepool changed their badge as well? That's what their badge looks like.
Yeah. I mean, that was Philip's. I mean, Philip, what do you think, Philip? I don't
It's
care.
a badge. It's a badge of a lion dancing with a tiger. I mean, you can't see the tiger.
Yeah. I think it looks pretty. There you go. That's fine.
Pretty, yeah, it's all right. No fairness. No, fair dues.
Now, we're getting Mbappe. No, we're not. We're getting Ethan, not Killian. Tottenham have approached Ethan Mbappe. Ethan Mbappe has been approached by Tottenham. So a little bit about him. He is 17 years of age. He plays for PSG. He's a midfielder, a very good midfielder, apparently, Philip and Tequila. Technical.
Pretty short, isn't he? 5'9". Not short, but
what do you think? I've seen a little bit of him in the La Liga, not La Liga, Liga 1 in France. Philip, do you think it's a good fight for the future?
Sure. I mean, if it's Mbappe, you probably find that we're not the only club that's going to be in for him. I don't know. We're bringing in the wee lad from Sweden. What do you call him? Right. He's a midfielder as well. He's 18. He's going to go in straight to the first team squad. Where's Mbappe going to go? Are we going to put him in the under 21s or something?
No,
like that?
he's a first team player for
PSG. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I can't see them bringing in both Bergvall and this guy. Now, I hope I'm wrong. I mean, Mbappe will be a great signing for Tottenham, but I honestly just don't see it happening. You know, I just thought he'll be like his brother. He want to go from Real Madrid or Barcelona.
Yeah. Tequila, what do you reckon?
I don't know that much about him, but these are the kind of players, unfortunately, we do have to go for to be able to compete with the big boys. We've got to get them young. I know how that sounds, but you've got to get them young. We've got to get them and hope they turn out to be gems, I suppose.
Look, I hope we get him because he's a very good young lad and he's a very good player.
How many matches did he start last year or anything?
3. 3.
Okay, so he's on the verge of the first team, isn't he? Then he's
But if it's anything like his brother and it runs through the family.
Well, I hope he hasn't got the same ego as his brother. That's one thing you don't want.
Yeah, you don't want that.
We've got Boris Britt. He said, will it be cheaper for us for Sporting want 50 million euros, but we can buy him for 9.5 million as we have 35% selling cost for Edwards as well. So that's true. We'll come back to that one, Boris. Big up to Villa 1982, James UFT. Lovely new badge, by the way. We do not. Well, there's a Villa fan in Tequila. Be nice.
Yeah. No. I was agreeing with you.
Philip, be nice.
I'm lucky. I have a lot of respect for it. I used to go and watch Villa play a lot when I was a kid.
See, Philip likes the badge now. See.
It's a lovely badge.
I quite like Villa as a club. I've always liked Villa as a club, actually.
They're a good, traditional, well-run club. They're not flying the fly-by-night, flashing-the-pan jobs.
Now, Philip,
and they don't break the rules either.
You weren't saying that back in the 80s when Doug Ellis was there. You were telling me a very different story.
Doug
about
Ellis. Oh my God, Doug Ellis.
No, I wasn't.
Wow.
You
You
were
hallucinating. You hallucinating
Wow.
in there.
No, you were telling me back in
Wow.
the day you and Doug Ellis were best friends and you were
Ah,
helping him.
come on. That's a talk. Jeez.
Doug Ellis,
Yeah.
that's great.
Doug Ellis.
I mean,
Yeah.
he was a man. He was a proper chairman.
Doug Ellis, a Doug Ellis shout out in 2024. That's great, Dermo.
Yeah. Now he's asking about any truth about Gallagher to Villa. Well, I've got the very latest for you. Conor Gallagher would prefer to stay in London. Good for us. If he is to leave Chelsea this summer. But a move outside London isn't fully off the cards at the moment. Tottenham and Aston Villa are both interested in signing Gallagher this summer. Look, if you're looking at Champions League, Philip, then Villa would be the club to go to because they are in the Champions League.
Yeah.
And you got Draxler there. He signed a new 5-year deal. He's there for the long haul. But are Villa just a flash in the pan, or Villa going to stay there, or would you say Tottenham's a better option for him? If you weren't a fan of Spurs, if you were just a normal football fan looking at from afar, what would your head be telling you?
Stay in
if you
London.
were Gallagher?
I'd stay in London because he played with Crystal Palace as well. Remember, he's another London club. Now, listen, much as I admire the Villa, I do fear slightly for them next season. Because what they're going into is uncharted territory. I know they're in the Conference League this year and did very well, got to the semi-final. But they're going into the new version of the Champions League with a lot more matches, right? And I think unless they really, really do strengthen their squad, I think their league form is going to suffer. So all I'll say is, lads, great for you to get in the Champions League. Make the most of it because I think you might struggle to get back into it again, you know. And I'll not go into the fact that we should have had 2 more points than VAR, which would have put us in the Champions League, but that's another day's work, you know.
Tequila, where you going?
I'm going to go the other way. I actually think if I'm Gallagher, I think Villa's a very good option right now. Because if he comes to Spurs, he's going to get crap because of the whole Chelsea stuff, and I don't know if you want that. And Villa, obviously, the Champions League. Yeah, I agree with Phil that they're probably going to be one of the punching bags, I would imagine, because I think if you ask their fans, they probably didn't expect Champions League this year. If you probably would have asked them. Newcastle fell away, and I think what's going to happen to them will be similar to what happened to Newcastle this year. Is that obviously they're going to get trounced, I think, a little bit, and they're probably their league position will probably suffer. So it will be harder for them next year. But if I'm Gallagher, I think I do go to Villa. I think because it's not like it's not the other. It's not the other end of the country either. He technically
an hour and a half on the train.
Yeah, he technically might not even have to. He might not even have to move. It depends where he lives, obviously. If he, if he lives maybe in a North London area, I don't know where he lives, but it's really not that far. He might not even have to move. I don't know. Is Villa a flash in the pan? I don't know. They got something good going on there.
They're not a flash in the pan, but I don't think they're. They're gonna. If they get top 6, top 7 next season, plus a reasonable run in Europe, that'll be a good season for them, I think.
Yeah. It's a tough one. There's not a massive difference between the two clubs. I mean, we were 2 points behind them, and as Phil said about VER, we easily could have been ahead of them. So there's not much between the two teams. But maybe I think it would just be an easier time for the lad. But no, maybe he loves London, and as you say, he played for Palace as well. But does he want the whole Chelsea? If he were to come to Spurs, does he want the hassle we might get? I don't know.
Well, I think if Chelsea have to sell, so the chances are he's going somewhere.
Well, they've got to the end of June, I think, to
30
sort
days.
that out.
There's 30 days left.
Yeah. I've just put 2 links, guys, into the chat. One of them is actually for our Patreon. I've pinned that to the top, so please hit that that link, please, to sign up as a patron. Is the only way you can support me and Philip and Tequila and Colin on THFC till it's time at this time to sort out the YouTube stuff. And also I've put in a link to our new Bros Spout. That is where all our podcasts are going up to for the near future. So please get over there as well and hit that like and hit that subscription as well and follow us on there. And they will be going out on Spotify in the next 48 hours. I'm going to set up a Spotify account and get all our podcasts there. Right, we've got more news coming in. This is flying in, guys. So we've got more news coming in. Borough have appointed former Tottenham midfielder Stephen Clements as head coach. That's going back.
Middlesbrough?
No, Borough.
Oh, Borough. Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
What team's that? Barrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like in
In
the
non-league.
League 2.
Is it
No, they're
fourth
in
division? Or is
non-league.
it
Non-league,
non-league?
But yeah, I haven't heard that name in years. There used to be a league team called Barrow years ago.
Yeah, well, now Stephen Clements has gone there. Ollie Skip is ready to leave Tottenham for more game time now. And Brian Mbembo's, whatever his name is.
Bueno.
Yeah, possibly availability, but it would take a huge fee to allow him to leave Brentford this summer. We understand Spurs has been told 50 million for the striker.
No thanks.
No thanks. That's that.
Pass on that one.
Now we'll go through just very quickly. We've got Villa say for playing time, he would better stay in London. But personally, Villa would be a better option, not joining your biggest rivals. Well,
Don't know.
Biggest
rivals bit is a bit.
I think we will go again next season. We got effed over. Listen, Villa, get in touch with me. I'd love to get you on the channel. I'd love to get you on the podcast before the start of next season. And we'd love to get you on for a pre-season show. And then Boris Brett says, yeah, I was about to say Michael Carrick is doing well at Middlesbrough. Why would they get rid of him for now? Yeah. So a bit of news. So Stephen Clements, God, haven't heard his name for a long time.
It's been a while.
Yeah. Now, guys, we are going. You and me, we're all going to be. Where is it now? Where have I put it? Here it goes. You and me, we're now going to be. We're going to bring the axe down in this Tottenham squad. Now, I put all the PDFs together, and the idea was we were going to discuss it, and you guys get involved. Do you agree with the players I've picked in each box that I've put them in? Now, guys, these are the players for sale. We've got Mr. Fat Ass, Burgerman, Jaffet Tantanga, Jed Spence, Ben Davis, Emerson, Segi, Brian Hill, Les Celso, and Joe Roden. Philip, do you agree with me, or would you keep any of them players that are for sale? These are the players that need to get out of the club.
I would keep the Chelsea, and I think I would just about keep Emerson Royale because cover at fullback is a bit scarce. The rest of them can go.
Tequila?
Depending on if we're actually going to buy fullbacks this summer, then keep Emerson unless we're going to buy two fullbacks. We need a left back and a right back. Same goes for Davies as well. I think he should go, but it's pending that we actually do bring in another left back and a right back. If that's the case, then yes, sell them both. If not, then we've got to keep them. I agree with the rest. I mean, let's also, I think he's just had so many opportunities. He's always injured, dude. He's always injured.
He is.
As well. No, I think I agree with the rest, dude.
Look, for me, I've got a question here, guys. Let me remember what it was. A lot of these players are now coming down to the last year of the contract.
Yeah.
Would you now start to think of cancelling contracts and paying them off if they get to 6 months to go and they're not going to go anywhere?
No.
Is it what like Ben Davies? I think is coming to his last year of his contract. Don Belle's coming to his last year of his contract. So, is it time to start cancelling contracts now?
Depends on the wages of the players, doesn't it, man?
Well, you're not Don Belle's on
that's what I mean. So if you can get some fool, and that's the word I'd use, some foolish team to actually take him on loan for another year to pay half his wages, then you do that because you're going to be saving damn lot of money. You're going to be saving $100,000 a week. That's if you can find another foolish team to take him. So,
Philip?
No, I don't. I think cancelling contracts is kind of a last resort. I think Ndombele deserves to get his contract cancelled, definitely. As for the rest of them, what do? Do you pay them up? Do you pay them up to next June? Well, that's the same as letting them go for free at the end of June. What's the difference? You're still paying them the money, and it could be there. They might be some of them might be needed in an injury crisis. You've got to be careful not to thin the squad out too much. Just for the sake of saving a few bob, you know.
Look, Ben Davies for me, Philip. I saw him when we played Brighton. He was brutal.
He's a good squad player, Bill. The other one I would even possibly think of keeping because he's not the greatest player on earth, but he's a wholehearted trier. He's not a shirker or he's not a lazy player like a Ndombele.
He can also cover two positions as well, can't he?
Yeah, centre back and full back.
He's not very good at either.
No, but he can. No,
I'm going to make a ruling this season. I'm not going to criticize any Tottenham player because we don't know what's going on in the background. Apart from Ndombele, I'll make an exception with him. Like these guys, Jed Spence never had a chance. To say his attitude isn't great. Ben Davies has always given 100% to the club. Yet here we are saying, get rid of him.
Yeah, but Philip, how many mistakes has he made?
I don't know, Dermot. I don't know, but I also know he scored a few valuable goals for us.
Yeah, but how many times?
Well for us.
How many times under Mourinho or Conte or Nuno?
I don't care about Mourinho or Conte. All I care about is Ange Postecoglou.
How many times I'm going to get this out? How many times did we complain about these players? You complained about them, so do I.
Hang on now. If you listen to Mike, I very rarely criticize a Tottenham player. If I criticize a Tottenham player, there's something really, really badly wrong. I happen to think that they're fit enough. If the club think they're good enough to wear the shirt, that's okay with me. There will be times they make mistakes. Everybody does. Nobody is perfect. Yet we expect perfection, or else go on your bike. And that's not the way to do it.
I think, look, for me, I think he's got a year left in his contract. I don't think he's good enough. So I think it's time to either sell him or tell him he needs to go and look for a new club. Well, that's just how I think.
But this goes back to what I was saying before we went on air. We're coming to be a fan base of total criticism of players that we think we know better than the manager. If the manager thinks Ben Davies can do a job, he stays. If he doesn't, he goes. Simple as that. Yeah, and that's what I'm going to rely on.
Yeah, but that's fine. But I'm going to come at a different angle. I'm going to come in from my own angle. My own angle is he hasn't been good enough. He has made mistakes. And we can't, if you want to compete at the top of the end of the league for competitions, for winning cups or winning leagues, whatever, you can't have players that is going to come on and make a mistake and cost you points. We can't have that anymore. We've had too much of that.
The player that doesn't make a mistake hasn't been born yet.
Right. So, Tequila, where do you stand on this? I'm going for one way.
Okay,
and Philip's gone a completely different way. So which way do you come into this?
I would class Ben Davies as the best example as a third choice in what he does. So what do I mean by that? I mean, like, we need another left back to compete with Ndogi. Mm-hmm. If Ndogi gets injured or red card, and the other guy, let's say Ndogi gets red card, and the backup comes on, whoever that is, and then he gets another red or gets injured, then and only then would Ben Davies be coming on. So he'd be a third choice for the left centre back, and he'd be third choice for the left back. Does that mean he'll play much? No, he might get 5 games per season. I'm okay with him getting 5 games per season. What I'm not okay with is that he's the backup left back and the backup left centre back. So I'm assuming if we buy someone to compete with Van der Ven as the left centre back, and if we buy a left back to compete with Ndogi, I'm fine for keeping him.
Look, for me, it does. I'd rather keep Emerson than Ben Davies. That's my opinion.
Whatever's going to happen here is you can be bloody sure none of those players, maybe with the exception of some of the players that have been out on loan like Spence and Rodon, none of those players that played regularly in the first team this season or last season just finished are going to be sold until we have these replacements done and dusted. Because we don't want to sell these players that aren't able to replace them. That's happened in the past and cannot be allowed to happen again.
Yeah. I mean, the likes of Jed Spence, he has got every club he's been to, he's got an attitude problem. It's not just...
Yeah, no, I'm not defending him. He'll never make it at Tottenham.
No, he never will. So it's better to get rid of him now.
He's one of the ones I want to go.
Yeah. Yeah. So the rest of them, we all agree, the rest of them you're happy with. Brian
Hill, I'm sorry to see him go. Yeah. But he's just not too lightweight for the Premiership.
Seriously, guys, the only one I might keep with Ben Davies, I know what that sounds like. The only reason is because you need 1 or 2 in your team who are these utility players. So hopefully you never have to play them. But freak occurrences mean that they're there for freak occurrences.
Can I just say, every other Tottenham player there's got a big smile in his face. Look at Don Bele. He looks a miserable. Doesn't he? He looks a miserable son of a gun.
He's just everything about him is lazy, so that his facial muscles are too lazy to crack a smile, don't they? He only cracks a smile when he knows his Just Eat is arriving around the corner.
Yeah. Big up to Boris. Big up to Colin. Says, "Hi, boys. Sorry I'm late. Don't worry about it." And he says, "Davies has always given his best." Look, I'm not doubting he's given his best.
Yeah, it's not about
maybe his best isn't good enough. That's the point I'm making. But look, it's a topic that will rumble on this summer. Now, these are the players to stay: Vicario, Rudu, Romero, Johnson, Kulu, Werner, who signed Madison, Sonny, Porro. We've got Sarr, Bentancur, Van der Ven, Udogie, and Austin. Philip, do you agree with that little bunch of players?
Yeah. They're all keepers.
Are you surprised there's one player missing out of that little?
Basuma should be there.
I think he should go. I'd sell him.
No, I don't think so. I don't think we've seen the best of Basuma at all. I think we will next season.
And I don't think we ever will see the best of him, personally.
Well, Dermot, again, what are you basing it on? I mean, he was absolutely brilliant for most of half of the season. Then he goes off that and suddenly he's gone. Yeah,
he has. He was great for the first 10 games. He got himself sent off.
He had malaria. He had malaria during the season.
I know, Philip. I know. But what I'm trying to say is he had the 10 games were great. And then he got sent off for Luton, and he was never the same player again.
Yeah.
And he may have had.
I saw him against Burnley. I saw him against Burnley, and he was brilliant. He was back to his best.
He may have had malaria, but his performances haven't been good enough.
Yeah, possibly because of that. Jimmy Greaves in 1967, before the World Cup, got tightest, right? That's what more or less cost him his place in the England team. Yeah. Apart from the injury he got in the World Cup. But it happens to players. It takes them a while to get the form back.
I've never really been a big Basuma fan anyway. So
well, I have actually. I have.
I haven't. I've never rated him. And I don't think he's good enough. And he proved that I think
he's good at Brighton.
He's a full international player. He's saying he's not
good
enough. Saying he's not good enough. It's class is permanent, form is temporary.
Yeah, okay.
He's lost his form. He'll get it back.
Yeah, it's my opinion. He's not good enough, and I'm sticking to it. I'm not budging it for anyone else. I'm not going to be budged by.
Okay, when he scores the winning goal and it's the rock of our defense next season, our midfield next season, I'll come back and throw that back at you.
Yeah, you can do what you want. I don't mind. You can if you like, but it's my opinion. I'm sticking to it. I mean, it's like for me, Bentancur and Sarr were better in the midfield last season than Sarr and Basuma. But Basuma, for me, I just felt, I don't know. Why
don't you change the attitude, change the wording a little bit? Why don't you say he doesn't suit the Spurs midfield instead of saying he's not good enough?
I'm going to say how I want to say it, Philip. I'm sorry.
But I'm just saying, saying he's not good enough is disparaging his skill levels and it's disparaging the player.
It's how I feel. He's not good enough at Tottenham. I don't think he's good enough. So that's how I'm going to say it.
Fair enough. I totally disagree with it. I will continue to disagree with you.
That's the whole thing about channels and having football. Football brings up opinions that nobody agrees with it, and that's the beauty of football. That is the beauty of the sport we watch. Because we all see things differently. If we all saw the game the same way, it'd be a bloody boring game. But I see it different to how you see it. And I'm not going to be budged and I'm not going to be moved to my opinion.
Neither am I, so we'll call it quits. Neither am I, so we'll leave it at that for now. We'll see who's right. We'll see who's right.
It's not going to see who's right. I would just see what
happens. Is actually. You're saying he's not good enough. I'm saying he is. So someone's got to be right.
Yeah. Do I get the deciding vote then?
Yeah, you do, yeah.
No.
I'd give him one more year. I do share some concerns over how he's played the second half of the year, but as Phil said, he did have an illness. I'd give him another year. I'm not convinced myself, but I also think that he showed at Brighton that he can be pretty damn good. If he can recapture that in Ange's team, then he's worth keeping. I'd give him another season, Dermo. But I'm also not 100% convinced. But I'd give him another season.
I'm also hearing that if an offer did come in for Basuma, Tottenham would consider it, and that is a few other players as well.
I wouldn't.
Yeah. Just very quickly on the Marcus Rashford link to Tottenham, it's just a load of BS. It's nonsense because he's put out a statement. This is a statement from Marcus Rashford, commented on the rumor of being linked to Tottenham. It's nonsense. He says, "I haven't had a good season. We've had a lot of people on my back this year, and when you have a bad season and fans are on your back, you get linked to leave. My intentions are to be here at Man United next season." And I like Marcus Rashford. I hope he really makes it. I hope he comes back. So I think he's done a lot of good work for families and children that were struggling during the pandemic. And I think he stood up to governments where other players didn't bother their Barney, but he did. So I really hope he turns it around.
He did, Dermo, but I fear like it can happen to young people who have success. I fear that his head might have been turned in a bad direction, if you know what I mean. So
Yeah.
We'll have to see. Hopefully, he can recover it.
Big up to the Sasuke Guna. It says loan or did you buy Werner? That did, yeah, we just loaned him to the end of the season. Yeah. Once he took the dive, somehow his ego dropped down after, says Boris Britt. Lewis says Kulu should be sold, in my opinion. There's another shout.
No.
Look, Philip, what is it, right? I will ask you this question, right? Why, if a good price came in for these players, why would you be so reluctant to sell these players if we can get a better player?
Well, and sell your best players to somebody else so they can be more successful at that club. No way. No way.
How many times do we do watch-alongs this season when Kulu, and we both said he's not good enough?
No, hold on. I don't think we ever said he's not good enough, Dermot. He's off. His form his pace has dropped a little bit. Did you watch him against Sheffield United?
Yeah,
the last game of the season.
Yeah, but
another games that again, keep Kulu as a keeper. I would be absolutely gutted if he left.
But is it a case of when it comes to See, look, if the right price, I wouldn't want to sell Kulu either. But if the right price came in for him, I wouldn't say no.
I would reject it because you're selling him to he'll only go to another club and make them stronger and us weaker, and we don't want that.
Well, anyway, these are the players I can't make up my mind on. We've got Richarlison, we've got Solomon, we've got Basuma, we've got Skip and Højbjerg. Look, Skip, I think, needs to go, so he should be in the sold bracket. I don't know if we all agree in that, my opinion. Højbjerg, again, is another player. If the right price comes in for him, he will go, the same as Basuma. Solomon, look, I'm not sure, and I'm still not sure.
How can you be?
He's only played a handful of games.
How can you be showing him? There's no way to be showing him.
He hasn't played enough matches to really show what he can do. You know.
Yeah, you can't judge him.
Richarlison, look, there's another example. At Everton, he was one of the better players at Everton. The big fish in the small
pond.
Comes down to Tottenham, and then he's a small fish in a big pond. So, what would you from Richarlison? I would. If the right money came in, I would sell him. That's
Dermot, once again, the problems last season, physical and mental.
Why are we?
Hold on. Just let me speak. You're saying to sell him. He scored a number. When Sonny was out injured, Richarlison stepped up and scored and kept the goals ticking over. If we bring in another striker, he wouldn't be my number one striker. But we need players like him in the squad, and that's why I would keep him.
But why any player? It's like you don't want to sell Ben Davies. You don't want to sell Richarlison.
Yeah, would you sell Højbjerg? As you keep saying.
Yeah, would you sell Højbjerg? Would you sell Højbjerg?
Probably would, yeah, because Højbjerg has been sold more times than enough. He's been going since the start of last season. I think he will go. I was undecided about it, but now I think it's time for him to move on.
If it's about the right price coming in for these players, it's not about them going. It's about the right price coming in for these. Skip, would you let him go?
Well, I don't think he's going to get much of a look in next season. Anyway, signing Gallagher and the likes of that. So yeah, he can probably go. Yeah.
So if we bought Gallagher and another midfielder, where would that leave Basuma then?
Fighting for his place like the rest of them. Impressing in training, getting his act together and getting back into the first team. Because none of those players are guaranteed a game. It's up to what the manager sees and what he thinks is going to do the best job for the team. Well, and that's why you need to keep players like that in the squad.
Yeah. Tequila, where would you
I'm not the biggest Richarlison fan, so I would take a decent offer for him. What's a decent offer? I'm not sure. 30 million plus, I suppose.
40, 40 million.
But that's
we overpaid for him.
But I don't mind keeping Richarlison as the backup. That's assuming we go and we buy this miracle striker. Don't ask me who it's going to be. If we buy that, I'm fine keeping him as a backup for that player. I'm fine with that. I don't think he should be starting for us. I think he should be a backup personally. The three midfielders, I think you get rid of Højbjerg and Skip because I think Andy's going to want to. He's definitely going to be after a centre midfielder. You can tell that by all the links. So I think you keep Basuma for another year myself, and give him one more chance. And I think Skip, even though he's one of our own, I think he's got to go for his own career. He should go.
Ipswich, Colin says Ipswich.
Yeah, that's a good shout. Ipswich, yeah.
Ipswich are going to be buying all round. They're going to be doing a Nottingham Forest this season, buying all round them into this season. So possibly,
And Højbjerg, listen, Højbjerg wants to leave. I think he wanted to leave in January, really, and I reckon we kind of agreed to let him go in the summer if he stayed the extra 6 months. That's just what I think. Probably they said that. So I reckon that he wants to go anyway. So you might.
Yeah, but if no clubs come in for him, he's
Oh,
not going to go anywhere.
They will, Dermo.
He's a good
enough
window's
player.
not open yet, Dermo, officially. So
No,
they can't
and also nothing will be done to after the Euros anyway.
Yeah.
As far as I know. Well, listen, that is our keep sell. You've heard it brought out many discussions. It's brought out a bit of a debate. So that was enjoyable. So look, that is that. So that's who we've decided. Do you want to do the other thing, Philip? Have you got time to do the other, or are you on the time frame?
I'm on a bit of a time scale tonight.
How much are you on to?
Oh, another 5-10 minutes.
Right. Okay, we'll do these quickly, and then me and Dakila.
No, I'm okay until I get the hook. I'll be all right. You know?
Yeah. Now these are the 10 top fastest players. We've got Mickey van der Ven and 37.38 kilometers an hour. Twice in there for Mickey van der Ven. O'Benny of Ireland against Fulham versus Luton. He 36, and then it goes on and on. Philip, you always said to me, what was it that Van der Ven is the top
Usain
version
Bolt.
of Usain Bolt?
Yes, he beat Usain Bolt in a foot race. He really would. He's incredible. Long may continue now, and he's in the Dutch squad now for the Euros. So fair play to the lad. He's brilliant signing, absolutely brilliant.
You know what? In one season, he's become probably in the top 10, definitely probably centre halves in the world. I think.
Yeah, he has.
Now, as you can see, there's a lot of good players there. Till I found the next list. Now, I wonder if you two can spot the player in this next list. I nearly fell off my chair when I saw him in there. I can see him straight off. I don't know if the chat can, but can you and Tequila see it?
Well, just on pace, in the fast
pace. On pace.
Yeah.
He's on Haaland.
Yeah.
I thought he was quite fast. No, I always thought he was quite fast.
I fell off my chair nearly when I saw him.
Next door's faster than him.
Well, apparently he ran at 36.32 kilometers an hour.
Over a 5-yard period. Over the
5-yard period,
yeah.
Oh, but there you go. But look, these little quirks I found on the Premier League website were brilliant. Now, very quickly. Now, why I've got Conte up there, I've done
the players.
The players and
the
Bolognese. And I am a boring manager. I just like blaming Philip all the time for not doing his job properly.
They should be doing adverts for pizza, Goodfellas pizza.
There was a rumor going around he was having a rant at us, Philip, for how we run the channel. That's what he was having a rant of against Southampton. Yeah, exactly. It was a joke, Philip.
No.
Right. Okay. 38 games, 18 matches won, 14 lost, 70 goals scored, 63 conceded, clean sheets 10. And then this is Ange. So, look, Philip, the whole season, you can see that. Firstly, there's an improvement, isn't there, from last season to this season?
That is. Yeah, I mean, firstly, we all thought this would be a sort of a consolidating season. I don't think. Okay, we may have hoped we'd finish in the European spots. We did. And, only 2 points off getting in the Champions League, which is quite remarkable. I think, as I keep saying, next season is the one we're going to be judged on. And that's the one I expected to really, really, really take a real go at things next season, next August. But the one thing that does concern me a little bit is the lack of clean sheets. We only had 7. You think about it, it's not great, but it just shows you, by scoring more goals and letting in, we might let in goals, but we score a hell of a lot of them as well.
Now, guys, this is the attack stats for this season and the attack stats for the season under Conte, Ryan Mason, and Stellini for the 22-23. So I do the attacks for you, Tequila. Philip, you get the midfield, and then I get the defense. So this is for you, Tequila. Look, there's much improvements, isn't there, all way round?
Yeah, slightly more goals, obviously. 4 more goals. The shooting accuracy is very similar, though. Look at that. 37 to 38. We created a hell of a lot more chances, 90 to 64. Woodwork is the same. Yeah, I mean, That's without Harry Kane as well. You got to remember.
Yeah.
Right? So this is without obviously our best goal scorer in the last 30 years. So I don't know. I would like
improvement.
There is an improvement. I would like to see the shooting accuracy up a bit, but that's what happens, I guess, when that's why we need this new striker.
That's why we need the striker. It's right.
Yeah.
Philip, this is the midfield. From this season and the midfield under Conte, Mason, and Stellini. There is much improvement, isn't there?
The only thing that's not improved is crosses, because obviously we didn't have a target man up there for a lot of the season, so there's no point in crossing. But like the passes are up, 25%. The passes per match is up 25% as well. Passing accuracy is up 4%. Crosses are slightly down, but we said that's why. So yeah, the midfield was much improved, and I expect that figure to go even higher next season, even higher.
Yeah. This is the defense, guys. I'll let you take this season, Philip, and I'll let you take last season. Dakili, you take this season. So Philip, last season under Conte, I have to say the three of them because there were three managers: Conte, Mason, and Stellini.
Pretty similar. Okay, clean sheets. Goals conceded, only 2 of a different. Goals conceded per match, very close. Saves almost identical. Tackles not far apart, really. About 100 more this season. Tackle success is better this season gone by. Block shots better this season. Interceptions better. Clearances more in the Conte's era. Maybe that's because we were defending more. Headed clearances are more in Conte's era. Aerial battles done close enough, only a few minutes. Errors leading to goal, a lot more errors in Conte's year, and only 1 own goal. So, a lot of those they're not that far apart. But again, I'd be very interested to see those figures this time 12 months. See what happens next season.
Sorry, I've just been sent a picture of myself in a racing outfit. It's quite funny. Look, Philip, do you feel defensively under Conte we were more sound? But with better defenders, we've proved to be we weren't as sound as we were worst defenders last season. You know what I'm getting at?
Yeah, under Conte we were boring.
But if we had the same back four this season, if that back four was what Conte had, do you think we wouldn't have been so boring?
I don't know. I don't know. It's just both managers have a totally different philosophy how to play the game.
Yeah, but I know you're getting that, they do. But do you feel if we've got Eric Dyer, Sanchez, you're going to have to defend more to cover for them? But if you've got a Romero, Van de Ven, Udogie, Porro, and Vicario as your back five, do you feel he would have had a foundation to build off to be a bit more?
Possibly would have. But then again, he wouldn't have played such a high line, you see. So it's kind of... One cancels out the other, if you like. I just think I don't want to. I never want to see a team playing football like it played under Conte.
Yeah, I agree with you, Philip. But I just felt if Conte had the defense Ange had, I think he would have been a bit more offensive than he was.
Maybe he might have been. Yeah, possibly. Yeah. We'll never know. Yeah. We'll never know.
Now, this is playing Tequila. This season, 89 yellow cards, 4 red cards, 340 fouls, 83 offside. Last season, under the three amigos, 75, 3, 2, 4, 1, 67. So more yellow cards this season, more red cards, more fouls, more offsides.
Yeah, I think we all kind of noticed that. I think we did notice that we were actually getting more, doing a lot more fouls than this year. I noticed it very quickly per match that we were doing a lot more fouls, and obviously the yellow cards are going to come with that.
Yeah,
I mean it's actually quite a lot. It's actually 25% more fouls.
Is it a good thing to see, Philip? A bit more.
Well, we don't want to be so we don't want to be softies, but the fact is 2 of those red cards in the Chelsea game probably cost us the Champions League this season.
Yeah, well, them 2 red cards that shouldn't be given in the first place. We know that a blind man from Kentucky, not Kentucky.
Just on that Champions League thing, do you know what I've worked it out? Do you know what was the most significant match this season for both Tottenham and Arsenal, and for Aston Villa, was Villa's 2-0 win at the Emirates? Because if Arsenal had won that game, right, they would have won the league. If Villa had lost that game, we would be in the Champions League.
Yeah.
And the Villa won the game, and they're going in the Champions League. So you see, three things all hinge on that one game.
So really, this is your takeoff from that game: is Villa is a better club than Arsenal and Tottenham.
No. My take-up, my take-up is in that one result actually sealed the destiny of three clubs.
Well, we got an awful lot to thank Villa for one way, then, haven't we?
Not really, because if they lost, okay. What? Again, here we go again. What would you like more, Tottenham to qualify for the Champions League or Arsenal to win the league?
I don't care about Arsenal. I do not give a flying.
I'd rather we got the Champions League. I'd rather we got the Champions League. Anyway.
I went on to Dave's on Monday. He said that to me, and I said to him, I hate Chelsea and West Ham more than I hate Arsenal. Even Mrs. Tron knows that. No, she doesn't. She does now. Anyway. Look, it was. I put that together this afternoon, that little stat thing, and I thought it was really interesting to see the improvement we've made under Ange Postecoglou, and it really puts to bed the topic of have we improved under Ange, and the answer to that is yes. Tequila, have we improved?
I think we have, but I do think to myself a little bit about what you said earlier, that if Conte would have had Porro and Ndoggy as his fullback of his wing backs bombing forward and having Dragusin, Romero and Van de Ven, I do think that back five with Vicario, with Conte, that would have shored up that. I just think we would have conceded so little. Going forward without Kane and everything, I don't know what it would have been like, but we would have conceded so little with that back five. So I would have loved to have seen Conte with that back five just to see how few goals I think we would have let in.
Can I ask you a question?
I wonder how many of those fouls are down to Romero.
Yeah, quite a lot of them. Tequila, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Were you a politician in your previous life or something?
Should have been, shouldn't I?
Because every answer is a political answer. It's like you were a politician. But listen, guys, we are going to do a special political podcast, me and Philip and Tequila. We're going to talk about all the events in the world. We're not putting it on the channel. This is going straight up onto the podcast channel. So the link is in the chat. So please, if you have to shoot, Philip, you can.
Unfortunately, I do. I'll see you tomorrow evening for the watch along with the
Champions for the watch along. Yeah, and Tequila's joining as well. So
good stuff. Right, see you later. Sorry, I have to go.
See you later.
Take care.
That's okay. Right. Philip is now going off. Philip, before you go, you're not. Oh, he's gone. Anyway. Should I say what I was going to say?
Go on then.
Is he going to do Tom Jones tonight?
We both know that he is.
Both know he is, yeah. We are going to do a political sort of podcast, but we're not putting it up on the football channel. We're putting it straight up onto our podcast channel. So please listen out for that. We're just going to have me and Philip and Tequila. We're going to have a talk about the world environment, what's happening in the world, have our views on it, because it's very hard to. We can't really say much on here because of
YouTube.
Well, not as that, but we have to be very careful what we say. And there's a lot in the world that needs to be talked about. There's a lot of that should be talked about, and there's a lot I'm passionate about, and how I feel is wrong in the world at the moment. I know Tequila thinks a bit like me. Philip does a bit, because me and Philip are Irish. We have the sort of mentality of
you're going to get Coleman on this as well.
Colin has a different view on one of the subjects than I have, so Colin will be in this. We're going to talk a bit about the American election, the British election coming up as well. I've got a great interest into that as well. So the next couple of days we're going to pre-record that, and then we're going to put it up on the podcast channel. So please look out for that. And if you like it, we'll do one a month on there.
Yeah.
But it's not going on the YouTube channel at all. We may even start up a political channel, YouTube channel as well. That's something that may happen down the line. If you guys want us to do that, we may well do. We are going to cover the general election in the UK. I think me and Tequila are going to do the night shift for that. So
I will be going to the polling booth. Yes, I will.
Yes, so we will be bringing you the latest of the election in the UK, election 24. We're going to do the same for the Irish election over here. We go to the polls next Friday for our European and local election. So we'll give you a bit of an update what's happening. all that in the podcast coming up. Tequila, we're back tomorrow with the Champions League final, Real Madrid versus Dortmund. So
Come on, Dortmund. I want Dortmund to win, don't I?
Same here. We want Dortmund to win. So we're on a 7:45 for that, guys. Again, please hit the link for the Patreon. It really helps us grow until we can sort this problem out.
Yeah,
with
please do,
YouTube.
guys. Whilst we handle this.
Yeah, Duan, you give that a big plug, Tequila. Go on.
Yeah, I mean, Patreon. I think people know how it works. Obviously, it's an alternative. Obviously, you supporting us instead of YouTube. You know, everyone knows what YouTube can be like a little bit. So I don't need to say anything more. I think we've all seen it. So Patreon, obviously, is a good alternative. So yeah, if you guys can, we know that times are tough, but if you could throw us a little bit, that would be great. Cheers, guys.
And I will give you the right. The memberships are they're €3 for a bronze membership, and what you get for that is thank you for your support, and you become a THF Till I Die member. For the silver membership, it's €4, and then it's a patron shout out. You get a phone call. You get to join in our member shows by phone, which we're going to sort out as well. Again, and you get a behind the scenes content as well. So you will get a bit of how me and Philip and Tequila put together these shows.
Yeah.
So that should be fun as well. No, that's the gold membership. This is for the silver membership. You get a patron shout out. You become a THFC Till I Die member. And as well, you get the behind the scenes content as well. We're going to all make that the same. So there is a lot you will get if you sign up. So please do. It really helps us. And all the money does go back into the channel. And then once the memberships are up and running again, we'll get you back as members. Tequila, thank you so much. Do you want to give anyone a plug? The gaming channel, and also give our gaming channel a plug as well. I'll let you do all the gaming stuff.
Okay, so obviously you know us obviously with the football guys. At TH till I die. Dermo and Colm's gaming channel, which I'm going to be doing a little bit with them as well. It's Double Dummed Gaming. So please join those guys. They're just it's a pretty new channel, but they're going to be doing some. I know they've recorded some funny F1 stuff that I think is going up there, and we might be doing some funny Gears of War stuff and stuff. I don't know if it's going to be recorded or not, but hopefully we can get it all taped. As for myself, I'm part of a little channel called The Play Pouch, where it's just me and my mate who are both veteran gamers, just discussing the gaming industry. The latest video we did was about Monster Hunter Wilds, a trailer that just came out yesterday. So we're big fans of that. So any it would be great for any support. We're only at like 71 subs, so we're still pretty small and everything, but every little helps, as they say, Dermo. Every little helps.
Every little helps. As Tequila taps his backside as he walks through. Where was it? Was it Tesco's? Or...
It's Asda, isn't it?
Asda.
Is it Asda?
It is Asda. Well, then that bombshell. We are back tomorrow, of course. Then we are back tomorrow at 7:45. So please join us for the Watch on Champions League final. Thank you all for watching. Hit the like button. Hit the subscription button if you can as well. And come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs.
We trust. Where's the outro
quiz?
Button? I can't find the outro button. There it is. Bye-bye.